Way to a Hall of Fame career. He's had 1,000 yards in every season. That's a lot of bank right there. You put a lot of deposits in the bank so far. You know what's interesting, Mike? You got a lot of free agents on this team. Ryan Jensen, Gronk, Chris Godwin, I think Lenny Fournette. You got a lot of guys. And I think to myself, do you just start over? Do you get some draft picks? Like, how do you feel if you, not saying that you run the club, but if you did kind of, it's a weird time, Chris. Like, you got a Super Bowl, 2 great years, but there's a lot of, you can only pay so much in this league. Do you feel like it's maybe going to be a little bit of a transition year post-Tommy?
I'm not sure. Obviously, we're going to miss Tom. That's a huge blow. One of the best teammates ever. Obviously, the best player of all time. Most accomplished player in sports history. But, I mean, he definitely helped instill a lot of things in this program. We got a lot of core guys and young guys on this team that will be back. Hopefully we can get most of our free agents back. But we definitely trust the front office and the coaching staff.
Brady's a fascinating guy. If I said, give me 2 things, Mike, that you took away from Tom that either you didn't know or that surprised you, or just 2 things about Tom that you will always remember?
I always remember how he attacked the game and how he prepared. I mean, I've heard about it. I mean, obviously you have to be prepared if you're that accomplished, but the way he prepares, it's probably nobody prepares like him. He made sure everybody knew what they were doing week in, week out. He put in the work. Win or lose, he's going to prepare the same way. He took care of his body. He brought the TB12 facility to Tampa, and, man, was it helpful. I missed 1 game in the last 2 years, had a lot of injuries, but the injury process went faster. I recovered faster, having the TB12 there. So, I mean, those 2 things I'll always remember that.
How about Gronk as a teammate? I worked with him at Fox for a year. I thought he was a riot. I loved him. There's something about he's crazy, but he always plays like the silly guy, but he's a little smarter than people think. Like, the dude knows. He knows how to get open, man. You say what you want. You put a zone up. That dude finds the creases. What do you make of Gronk?
I was just telling somebody the same thing about Gronk. I mean, he tricks you. He's super smart. He is always goofy all the time, but that's just his personality. Like, he's a really smart guy, best tight end ever play, great teammate, man. I love Gronk. I hope we get him back, but we'll see. But, man, having him as a teammate was definitely a pleasure.
So you had you lost to the Rams twice. You ate them up. You ate the Rams up. In fact, I'm looking at you had 16 catches, 225 yards, a couple of touchdowns, but they got the best of you guys. So when you face them, What's the part about the Rams defense that is really difficult? Talk about how they're coached, their personnel. Are they a physical defense? What did you make? Because you had a lot of success, Mike.
Well, the first game I didn't have much success. We were losing the whole game, and I got those yards at the end of the game. But this next game, I did a little bit better, but started slow. But their defense, their front 7, obviously gets it started. The D-line is nasty. And on the back end, they got veterans and they're smart. Ramsey, one of the best corners in the game, very versatile. He can play at the nickel spot or he can follow the number 1 receiver. Schematically, they don't really do anything. They play 1 high, cover 3 and man. That's what they're going to give you, and let those pass rushers get after you.
Interesting. Mike, you have certainly earned the right. 8 years in the NFL. You're on your way. A couple more years. You're going to be a Hall of Fame player. You've earned the right to have it. Yeah, there's no question. And you've earned the right to me. You've been a consummate pro that your consistency, your work ethic, you're a big play receiver. You have earned the right to have an opinion on the Bucs. Sit down with Jason Light and say, hey, man, Jace, this guy's out there, that guy's out there. If they came to you, I got nothing against the guys you got in-house. I got nothing against them. But this roster, I saw it win a Super Bowl 2 years ago. Like, this is not a rebuild roster. Would you go to Jason and say, hey, let's go get a veteran quarterback here. Let's run this puppy back. Would you be cool with that?
I wouldn't do that. I mean, if he asked me who I preferred, obviously I'd give my, input. But, I just come to work. Like you said, man, I'm a pro, man. I'm just blessed to be in this position. I'm just all about my craft and, making myself the best player I can be. Whoever the quarterback is, time will tell. But I just got to make sure I'm doing my best to get open for whoever it is.
Yeah. I got to ask you about Antonio Brown. Bummed me out. He, to be honest with you, I mean, it's literally his personality is the opposite of yours. I got nothing against him, but in that moment, you tried to talk him out of it. I think the video's you trying to talk him out of it. In the next 5 minutes after that moment, what in God's name was going through your mind?
Well, obviously, I didn't see what happened because we were on offense and we were trying to get him to go back in the game. He's an all-time great player. Like, we definitely could have used him, in the playoffs. I was just telling him, I was like, big bro, don't go out like this. Like, we need you. Don't go out this way. And, I had to go back in the game.
Yeah.
Because it was about to be third down. I think it was second down, and then they needed me to go in. So, I had to go in. And, we saw this after like a TV timeout. It was a TV timeout, and then we saw it, kept replaying it. And it was an unfortunate situation. I'm surprised he did that, but, he's an entertainer, I guess.
Just somebody. Mike Evans for Planters. By the way, I already knocked down 2 bags today. Joy will tell you I live on Planters peanuts constantly at the Super Bowl. Planters peanuts, deluxe McNuts, all together one of a time. You see it behind him. You are looking at one of the great players in the NFL, Mike Evans. What do you do in the offseason? You stay in Tampa, hang out in Ybor City, drink cocktails, and hang out in a boat? What do you do?
No, I go back to Texas, man. I live in Houston. I'm from Galveston, Texas, live in Houston. I go back and chill with my family. Go to a lot of basketball games, UFC, boxing matches, things like that. All that cool stuff.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Before I go.
Yeah.
How do you eat your mixed nuts?
I do salted only. I do
salted only.
Dude, I'm you can tell from me I'm in very good shape. I do only the best pure peanuts, little Planters oil, a lot of salt. I'm addicted to salt. And you don't look like me at 58, Mike. See these traps? See what's going on here? That's protein, baby.
I got to get on your plan, Colin.
All right. Mike Evans, Planters. Great seeing him. Unbelievable talent. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.